What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Big Screen Show. I'm Alex.
It's Wyatt.
All right, and today we're bringing you guys our latest movie review for Dwayne Johnson and Chris Evans' Christmas film, Red One. And again, boy, it is something. But unfortunately, Vic couldn't be with us today due to certain medical issues. But hey, the view's out for you, Vic. Yeah, with you.
Shout out to you, Victor. Prayers to you, bro, and hope you get well soon. We look forward to having you in the studio. Alex, this one was instantly forgettable for me. What you think?
Dude, you hit the nail on the head right there. I mean, when I started saw the trailer and I knew it was gonna be like a Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans film, I came going in. I already knew the movie probably wasn't gonna be very good. I was hoping for it could be like, maybe a nice, fun, entertaining Christmas movie, fun for the whole family type thing and stuff. But boy, did I come out way more disappointed than I thought I would. I mean, seriously, the movie does not is honestly isn't really all that fun. It's and there's like a whole Dwayne Johnson's performance is like the same as ever as usually we come to expect, but like not done in like a more fun or charming way, like it is like how he uses like in like the Fast and Furious films or like even like the Jumanji films and things like that. And it's like a huge disappointment. Chris
Yeah.
Evans, I will say he was good because he had like for his performance was like good and felt real pertaining to like what was going on in the movie around him. I will say as a positivity, but that's honestly where the whole thing ends because the whole thing is basically just a whole CGI green screen schlock fest that basically makes some of the stuff incoherent where you can't even enjoy anything that's happened. The villain is basically just one note and just as bland as all hell with a very anticlimactic finish that with a very anticlimactic finish. I mean, there's even some segment of the story that feels like forced in just to add to the runtime, which really didn't I really didn't say add anything. Where it feels like it's trying to force like a whole franchise thing opportunity, where it's trying to expand its supposed lore, even though it really could have just gone for something simple. Santa's been kidnapped, we get him back, we roll, get a little bit more like practical location stuff, but like no, pretty much everything it just feels like so artificial and forced and doesn't feel very natural in everything, which we'll get into more later. But honestly, the movie was disappointed to me on all fronts, so I gotta give that a 5 out of 10. Just not good.
Man, you had some amazing points and took us through a great synopsis there of really like what went down, yo. This movie was soulless to me. It was soulless. And it was like they were trying to really like push a franchise on us and push this like new fantasy world on us, man. And they should have just made a regular Dwayne The Rock Johnson Christmas movie and just put his face on a good Christmas film and they would have made money with this movie. $250 million budget for this film. You said before we went on that they've only made 34 million. I don't think they're making their money back at any time on this movie because it was so bad. I gave it a 4 out of 10. No style or direction. All the budget went to The Rock. They must have gave him the whole $250 million. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, even his own
He got
movies, yeah, but even his own movie production company are the one that was basically produced though. So pretty sure a large sum of that money probably went more into that. So again, probably his own salary and thing too for getting paid, since he's a big level actor or anything. But like nowadays, his acting performance is just kind of like just gotten stale at best.
it's
Really,
the same, like you said. His performance has been the same for the last 20 movies.
yeah.
We can maybe nitpick and like pick a few out that he's had a just a better performance, or maybe just been a better film. But he's played the same person in every film, yo.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I believe that the only one who's really doing his best or as best as he could is Chris Evans, even though his filmography has kind of dwindled a little bit ever since he left the MCU a little bit, except for
Hmm.
that one Apple TV series defending Jacob. But other than that, it's just kind of like been a bit like a downhill for him. Things like that, like with Apple TV's Ghosted, and then other type of films that he's done in the past couple of times. So like I don't know if he's just kind of taking a break and just wants to be fun with it. I mean, it's fine, but I don't know. I feel like he could have picked like a whole better thing for it. Unless
They
you got like
probably
a unless you got a good paycheck that's
yeah, they
almost
probably gave
equal
him
to
that check.
MCU money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they probably gave him that check, man. Uh, his performance, I guess how they wrote his character. I get what they were trying to do with inserting his character into the story, having like a character that like doesn't believe in Santa Claus and like having him turn blah blah blah, blah, and I get what they're trying to do, bro. But if the story was better, if they didn't try to instill this like new world that doesn't exist on us, like it was just so messy.
Yeah.
This movie shouldn't have been on the big screen. It should have been a Netflix, like it should have came out on Netflix, came out on Disney Plus, came out on a streaming service like that, and you should have watched this in your pajamas on the couch one night, and it should not be in the theaters. That's how I got to end
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I do agree. It really should have been like Netflix, like the Red Notice film with like him, Dwayne Johnson, Ryan Reynolds, and Gal Gadot, because that movie cost almost as much. I think it cost more than what Red One was, and that in that movie does not feel like it was worth all the money they spent on that, like at all. It didn't even look like it.
Hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. So we're going forward. This is our spoiler review right now. So again, if you come to this section of the video, stop now. If you have gone to see the movie, I just want to say, so sorry for you guys. And yeah, you can just keep on moving forward to continue watching this video. Or if you really don't care much of a movie and it's what you probably were expecting, then hey, just continue watching this review. We'll save you some time and your money.
Yeah. If you're an AMC listener, good. You didn't really have to spend cash on this, but if you spent money on this movie, I feel for you. I would have been pissed if I would have spent a dub on this movie to see it in IMAX, you know? But let's get into some spoilers, man. I'll start off with my only positive. All right, so we'll start off with some positives in the movie. We've been shitting on it so far. The only positive I had liked was them gearing up at the toy store. I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty unique. When they hopped in the toy store, I'm like, what are the possibilities that they could grab in this toy store? I liked how Chris Evans wanted to get a Wonder Woman and like make a Wonder Woman, bring like a Wonder Woman to life. I thought that was pretty comedic, and I liked that. That was my only positive of this movie. Any positives for you?
My only positive, I would say, is only two major things. Chris Evans' performances, because he's basically is just playing like this regular dude who's just kind of like pushed and forced into this whole like lore, the magical war and stuff like that. And his reactions, I felt was very fun to me and felt, I guess, authentic to what we would realize, what we kind of react to for stuff like this, because it's like way too insane and shocking to be real. Like you just gotta take a second and just like you still can't believe what you're seeing.
Hmm.
Yeah, and one of the thing I will say is like it's kind of a mixed bag here is J.K. Simmons as Santa doing his whole Santa delivering presents to all the different houses, different places around the world, stuff like that. It was good for what it was trying to intend, but again, due to its cute CGI stuff right there, you can't really appreciate it because you just tell it looks so fake every single time you're seeing it, and it's like okay, it's kind of cool, but again, I'm not. You can't. It's not really doing anything for me because it all just looks so fake and not even like well done type fake that makes you want
And
to
dark,
believe.
really dark in some scenes.
Yeah, very dark, very dark. Especially
Yeah,
even like even like the North Pole in its whole sea and stuff like that is like very dark and gets too muddled in its effects and stuff like that. Because like
mhm.
there's literally a scene where Dwayne Johnson's character Callum Drift, who's basically like the leader, commander of like the ELF or like Elf Force that basically trains and helps keep Santa protected during 364 days of the year and such and such.
Mhm.
He's literally trying to chase a kidnapped Santa in like this huge military style snow vehicle tank thing. It's high tech. Everything. And every
Yeah,
time he's chasing and going through these buildings on rooftops, these little slides and everything like that. The whole scene itself is just so dark and just CGI mess that it didn't tell. It just looks so fake, as if it's something isn't completely finished and it's CGI type stuff. It's like so shoddy and terrible.
Bro, another thing on that chase when Santa got kidnapped was they've never been infiltrated ever before, but they just have all these defenses set up. Like they had like motorbikes just like coming from out from underground and stuff like that. I thought it was kind of crazy. Just nitpicking the chase and Dwayne the Rock Johnson just jumping off the roof, bro. Like just jump off the roof, no jetpack, no nothing, bro. Land on a roof.
Yeah, I know. It's basically kind of look
No
like they gave him,
stretch.
yeah. It's like they gave him like super. It's like they gave him superpowers. But crazy thing is, they literally while he's over in like I think it was like it was somewhere I forgot what country it was, but it was basically on like the sandy beach and stuff. And one thing that surprised like our friend Daniel and like even the people in the audience who was watching this film when he shrunk down. It's like okay, did he just go full Ant Man? Like they give him superpowers and stuff like that. I was like, what am I saying? This cannot be real. Like how. I was just like, I was literally at a loss for words, and like not in like a very good way, but it's like are you serious right now? You're doing like a whole superpower thing here for a Christmas movie about kidnapping Santa Claus?
I know, I know. I thought it was very over the top. I think it could have helped if we had a little backstory on The Rock. There wasn't really any backstory on how he got the job. It wasn't even any backstory on if he was human or not.
Yeah, yeah. I just kind
Because
of
I think it was
assume.
mentioned that he's been alive for like thousands of years. So like
Yeah,
what is he? Is he like an elf and he lives for thousands and thousands of years? Kind of what is he? Uh cuz it didn't seem like he had superpowers. It seemed like it was all gadgets and things that he was using. Don't you think so?
yeah. I don't know. The only gadgets he was mostly just using was the thing on his wrist where makes these toys and makes them like life size to help use them fight. Like when he's
And
using
it
them like
gave
them
him
rock
super
and sock and
strength.
broken.
It gave
Oh
him
yeah,
super strength too when he
yeah.
Okay, so that's kind of the thing that gave him the powers, the strength, and the means to be able to do these things. But we could have used more backstory on what he was. Was he human or was he an elf? We really don't know.
Yeah. Another thing is, even Chris Evans' character, Jack O'Malley, there's not much backstory to him either. And like, even when they do like the opening movie with him as a kid and him being like someone who's like, is already like kind of like this naughty kid, since the Christmas movie, we're doing like naughty nice thing. He was like naughty. There's really no explanation like why he was that way or even how he came to be in a certain profession. Like, you're just kind of like, okay, he was this naughty kid. He was this naughty kid. He grew up to basically just be like, an asshole who
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
does who's basically is also a very good hacker and like a mercenary type thing. And apparently he has a kid, which he in the beginning of the whole movie and like the first and second half of the movie, he like doesn't really care about. It's like, oh my, I don't even want to be no father. Yeah, I didn't
A
care about that. Well, I
mercenary
didn't care.
deadbeat dad.
Yeah,
What?
yeah, I swear. But no, literally, his whole character it feels very inconsistent. Like there is no way. I believe that the man would have like a one night stand, but there's no way he ever actually stick around in a place where it actually be a father to anybody. Like I don't know. It just doesn't track with me. And again, there's really not much backstory or anything to why he is the way he is, even why he was that way as a child. Who like says, yeah, I can find anything, but really all you did was just find presents hidden in a closet in your family member's house. Like it's not that hard. It's not that hard. It's not like
Yeah,
you're a master detective as a child or anything.
yeah. The more we
Like
talk about
yeah.
it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, it just
You
gets
know?
it's too simplistic and not even like in an entertaining way. It's like really like how did this script really get passed as like good to be made into this movie?
I know, and the thing is, it's so bad, and we haven't even got to the antagonist yet.
Yeah, you might
We
as well
haven't
get
even
to it now.
we haven't even got to how bad the villain is. The
Yeah.
antagonist is an evil witch lady that wants to put people in snow globes.
Yeah,
What?
the
And
entire world in snow globes.
nothing even benefits her. I'm like, what is going? Like, what is even her intention? Wants to put the world in snow globes. Like, what? And you had to kidnap Santa to do it when all these other people have powers too? It did not make sense, bro.
Yeah, I get they're trying to do the whole, like trying to expand on the whole like Santa's naughty niceless thing by giving them like certain antagonists on one side of the spectrum, like all naughty people should be punished, and like her punishment was basically like even for like the extremely naughty to like even like the petty stuff, like even jaywalkers and everything like that. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, you kidnap
yeah.
Santa, he's probably like maybe has like the most magical power in the world since you're siphoning energy from him, yeah, but you're a witch to the a shapeshifter snow witch type thing, okay? And yeah, you want to punish everybody, but like her whole plan is like literally everybody in the world would be in a snow globe, and all that's, and she says the whole world is going to be nice, but like she'll be like, besides her children, she'll literally be like the only one in the world aside from maybe like some other magical creatures, but like, is that really peaceful and stuff like that? I mean, it's fine if you want to if you found a way to, if the script was smart, maybe you could find a way to make that into like a more compelling way instead of like being like,
Bro.
this and that. But it's like, I can't, but no, I can't, no, that doesn't make
Well,
any sense.
they could have made it a great story and made it compelling to all, and like made it a point that, hey, everybody's naughty, everybody makes mistakes. We should forgive these people, you know? That would have been it. That would have been an easy fix, and like kind of like an easy like bow on top, cherry on top to this story, and way they could turn it around and kind of like bring people together. But they didn't even do that, really. I It's wild that this
Yeah.
script got passed along.
Yeah, because honestly, even if that her idea, even if her plan doesn't, is like crazy, I would think that her, at least her performance would be like enough to like make me believe it. But like her performance is just so monotonous. It's like there's not really anything. Like I don't even think like her voice even goes even higher, except like it's just a regular and just like the regular set way of talking. And like she doesn't project anything. Like it's just basically the same thing, almost like as if like her performance, like, which is crazy because like her actress is a good actress or anything, but it's almost like because of the script or like I don't know something. It's like she can't be made to act better than The Rock or Chris Evans.
Well, they
Even
didn't
but
even
even
give her that
then,
much screen time. We barely even
exactly.
saw her in the movie. They gave more screen time to Santa's brother,
Yeah,
Santa's
Krampus.
random step brother, Krampus,
Yeah, and
who
the
was
thing
just
is,
like had this mansion he was just raving at. They were all just in there listening to techno music, drunk, slapping each other, playing slap 'em. Uh, it was weird and it was unneeded. That whole grandpa's his brother thing was unneeded because his brother didn't even do really anything in the movie. Like he helped out during the fight, but like that wasn't needed. Like y'all could have found help or found a solution in this fight some other way. They spent like a whole 30 minutes on Krampus. And it was just like off the wall. It introduced all these other crazy creatures. You had human human bats. You had all kinds of like different mythical creatures in this mansion. And like, hey, I think that's dope and all. I'm into science, like I'm into that stuff. But not for a Christmas movie. Like, what are they doing?
yeah, like literally, if you cut out that whole Krampus section, and again, he didn't even do anything, even in the climax of the film, he just got swatted away. Like, no, basically showed up for nothing. If you really cut that part out and the whole him and his castle stuff like that, the movie would be a whole lot shorter, and everything would still play out the exact same way.
I know, I know, and they made it his ex. The antagonist was his ex, bro.
Yeah, yeah, like random, but like okay. I mean, but I guess yeah, magical creatures. I don't know if they just want to make it a thing where like yeah, these magical creatures they be smashing.
Man, what the
They
hell,
get they freak on. I guess, but it's like we didn't need that for a Christmas movie. Shrek maybe
bro?
yeah, but not like this. But not this Christmas movie.
Yeah, for real, bro. This movie was off the wall nuts.
Yeah, and
I
honestly,
don't
out
know.
of all this, yeah, honestly, out of all this, I kind of feel bad for J.K. Simmons. He didn't get to do much.
You talking about Santa?
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't get to do much, man. I mean, him and Mrs. Claus were just not it for me. Mrs. Claus was not hitting the nail at all. She did not even look like a Mrs. Claus, bro. She was one of the worst Mrs. Claus ever.
Well, can't all be Tim Allen and Mrs. Claus in the Santa Claus franchise, you know.
I know. What a great franchise Santa Claus was. And why was this movie in theaters? I don't really have much else to
Honestly,
say.
why was the movie even made? It's a better question.
Well, I get it, like a rock Christmas movie. All right, yeah. Let's make one. But they went crazy with this. I don't know if they took like some shrooms or something before they made this one. But they really went off the wall. They could have just made like a family like Hallmark movie with The Rock in it. And guess what? They might have made $250 million.
Well,
Yeah, just a family The Rock Christmas movie, plain and simple, man. Put some love in it, and they went all science fiction and all crazy with this one, and they're gonna lose a lot of money. And this is going to bomb. I don't see anybody having a positive review on this movie.
I still haven't seen anything positive about it so far.
Yeah, I didn't do it. I didn't watch too many reviews before this. I watched maybe one review. It was like 2 minutes long, and it was just this guy shitting on it. But I'm pretty sure this movie is going to get a lot of hate, and I guess The Rock's got to get better, man.
Yeah, I heard I heard he's gonna be in like next year's A24 film called The Fighting Machine, where it's a biopic off a UFC fighter. So A24, they always know how to get the good writing, the good director, and really get a great performance out of anybody, any actor, anything. So like this is what actually might actually be The Rock's best chance, and for him to actually like try like he used to be when he started out acting in the 2000s. This might actually be his best chance.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to better performances from The Rock. You have anything else, Alex?
Yeah, I was thinking about any other alternatives to what could have been a better film. Think about it. The whole ELF thing was never fully utilized in this film. So, and then the whole thing that actually was decent idea was literally J.K. Simmons as Santa using all the different gadgets and stuff introduced in this film. And the whole ELF was instead train Santa to like the whole year leading up to time to deliver presents. They literally, if it had like a better writer, better director, and actually used more practical stuff with a bit of like CG stuff for like those other for those power scenes selectively, they literally could have made a military style Santa Christmas movie where he literally trains for the whole thing for the whole year, leading up to like the last 30 minutes of the film basically being this huge delivery cross country world trip, something like that. And it could have utilized J.K. Simmons, a military style Santa training, stuff like that. Since the movie already showed a scene of him doing like them heavy weightlifting with Dwayne Johnson's character and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, they could have easily. Bro, I love where you were going with this. They could have easily made a movie around that. Bring more of the ELF in. Santa gets kidnapped. It's a military style movie where they're trying to go get Santa. Maybe Santa escapes himself sometime during it, and he's on the run and gets recaptured. They could have done all kinds of cool stuff with it, and they could have actually made a franchise. You know, if they would have made the ELF strong and stuff like that, and they could have made that something for people to get behind, and they could have made the Santa something for people to get behind, and they could have even came out with a second one and made all their money back if they would have just done something like that.
Yeah, I know they could have made such good use of that, but no, they decided to literally waste most of the movie on this lore that nobody cares about because even they don't fully care about it since it's used so passively and it's not even used in a interesting way. It's like a waste.
Such a waste of money. They just literally threw away money on this movie.
Yeah, and I swear, after this whole conversation we had, yeah, I'm changing my rating to a 4 now. I mean, it's after this conversation, it's like this just got more stupid.
Mine went down to a 3.
Oh,
I'm going down 2,
oh,
bro.
okay. All right,
Yeah,
you heard. All right, yeah, you guys heard it here first. Red 1, 4, a 3 for Wyatt.
man, that's all we got to say, guys. A 4 and a 3, and I'm sure Victor would have had a 4 or 3 also. We'll get Victor's opinion on the flip side.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this, if you like this, go ahead, hit that like button and hit that subscribe button. That always helps us out, guys. This has been this big screen show. We're looking forward to seeing y'all next time. Y'all have an amazing day.
Peace.